Okay, so I'm sorry, all right? I missed probably the biggest news that we have gotten for Ghost of Yōtei since its announcement. We are going to be getting a multiplayer mode. Ghost of Yōtei Legends is coming to the game in 2026. Free for all players who own the game. I was actually in Germany to get my hands on with the new Lego Batman game. You can see my hands-on impressions and all that stuff on my main channel, but over here on the second channel, we obviously want to talk about some things outside of the things that I usually go over in my main channel. And so we've got some news for Ghost of Yōtei that I wanted to go over. One of them being what we just talked about, the Ghost of Yōtei Legends mode coming to the game in 2026. I am so incredibly hyped, but also we got some brand new gameplay today that showcase just full-on raw footage of the game in action. Really amazing gameplay showing all the different weapons. It's awesome. Real quick though, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. We're going to be covering Ghost of Yōtei leading up to its release, and we're also going to be covering a ton of other games right here on More Caboose. And then hit that thumbs up button. It would really help out the channel and let other people know that you're excited for this game and that you like the content being made right here. With that being said, let's jump into this. So I think the first thing that I got to do for you guys here is just, roll the gameplay for you, okay? You need to see it in action. And this is especially for those of you out there who thought that Ghost of Yōtei was not going to be that much different from Ghost of Tsushima. Let's check out the gameplay. Look at this.
Get them! I don't know how to kill. It's the audio!
And all right, there is quite a bit to break down here from what we are seeing in this gameplay. Mainly the usage of a gun. That is new, obviously, to this franchise. It's not something that we had available to us in Ghost of Tsushima. It's now going to be one of the weapons we can utilize in Ghost of Yōtei. What I found really interesting is that pretty much every time that Atsu is reloading the weapon, it puts you in this like slow motion state so that you weren't really going to get attacked and annihilated while you had to sit there for a couple of seconds reloading your gun. But I wonder if this is a skill specifically, or if this is just how it works in the game so as to just let you enjoy it. Yeah, we see Atsu going crazy in this gameplay. One thing I noticed that was very blink and you'll miss it. As she's approaching another enemy after shooting one down, there is a sword that's stuck in the ground. She actually has the ability to kick that sword up and use it as a throwable weapon. It is awesome. And if you pay even closer attention to the farther background, after she tosses that sword at the enemy, you can see the wolf companion taking down another enemy farther in the back. So really, this gameplay is giving you a good slice into what combat is going to look like when you're just normally diving into it in Ghost of Yōtei. On top of having some of the things that you may remember or what may feel familiar from Ghost of Tsushima, just straight up decapitating some dudes with your katana, or even some of the combat looking slightly similar, there are a lot of new features here. Being able to throw enemy swords at them, using the wolf companion to take down enemies that are further off in the distance, or enemies that may otherwise overwhelm you. Obviously, the utilization of a gun, having like a tempo of some kind, all that stuff really makes Ghost of Yōtei look like it's going to be quite fresh, and it's going to be a very unique and new experience from Ghost of Tsushima. And then, of course, we do get to see real quickly that Atsu utilizes the dual katanas, and it looks like she kind of charges up attacks. She really winds up using both of those swords before she goes in and slices a dude's arm off. You may note from my last video, or if you just been keeping up with the news going on for Ghost of Yōtei, that this game is not going to have the different stances like we had in Ghost of Tsushima, but rather you're going to have different weapons that kind of work the same way that the different stances did. In Ghost of Tsushima, certain stances would be more useful for enemies that held staffs or maybe rather large enemies, whereas in this game, dual katanas might be useful for enemies that have staffs. Guns might be useful, maybe for any scenario. I mean, they're guns. But then also there is like a longer katana that you can use, the regular katana if you'd like that as well. Lots of options are going to be available in this game. So if you prefer that style of combat from Ghost of Tsushima, where you're switching from one stance to another, that's not really going anywhere. It just looks different and feels a little different now. And then right at the very end of the combat encounter, we can see what I feel is one of the most fun parts about Ghost of Tsushima. After you mow down a bunch of enemies, you can actually swipe on your touchpad to clean off your sword and then sheath it away. In this instance, we get to see Atsu do that with dual katanas while the wolf companion stands behind her. It is plus 10,000 aura. It is so freaking sick, dude. And with that being said, I now want to kick it to you guys. What did you think about the brand new gameplay that we got for Ghost of Yōtei here, showcasing some of the different weapons and just in general, giving us a good slice at raw combat and what that looks like? Make sure to stay tuned to this channel for all things Ghost of Yōtei and just all things big blockbuster games. I got you covered right here on More Caboose. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys are liking the content. Thank you very much for helping the channel get to 1,500 subscribers. You guys have been incredible. I really, really appreciate it. With that being said, I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.